So hello everybody and welcome to another Curbal video. In today's video we're going to go through part 3 of the FIFA World Cup report. For those of you that haven't seen part 1 and part 2, we've been creating this report. I'll show you. So this is the summary page, the standing page for the FIFA World Cup, the matches, the players, and the knockout phase. And in phase 1 we come up with a strategy for the report. In part 2 we created of the graphs, and into this video we're going to do the branding, the navigation, the tooltips, the drill throughs, that makes the report usable and useful. Okay, so if you want to check part 1 and part 2, make sure you go down below and click on the links and you have everything there. If you want to see how to create a report from scratch, I have a blog and I have a playlist where you can follow along. And if you just want the file, just go to Curbal Downloads Membership Center and download it from there. Let's get started. Okay, now this is the final part of creating a Power BI report. As you can see, this is what we have so far. We've created on part 2 the summary page, we have the standing page, we have the players, we have the matches, we have the knockout, looks like that, and then we have the tooltip. So now we have to put all these together. So how did I do that? Okay, first of all, there is a great site called Unsplash, okay, and this thing will give you high quality images for free. The only thing they ask you is that you actually give, if you want, a note to whoever created the image, otherwise it's yours for download. It's absolutely magnificent. So if we go here and, when it comes to the branding of something, you have to take into account what the thing is about. In this case, it is a football report, so I wanted to have a football feel of it. And when you think about football, you think about green fields, right? So I thought, a football grass, the grass field, it should be fantastic. And here you have thousands of really good quality images. So the one I used is this one. So you just click in here. Oh, ouch. Ooh. You click in there and then it downloads the image for you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to import that image into Power BI. What I did actually, to be transparent with you guys, I actually did everything in let me show you. I did everything in Photoshop. So if you would look at, for example, the first page, which is this one, there is a Photoshop element. There is like a light version of Photoshop that is absolutely brilliant. I am not a super user, but I'm like an intermediate user, right? So this Photoshop edition has everything that I've always needed. I've never said like, oh my God, I wish I had. Probably because I'm not like a super advanced user, and that's why it just, But if you want to have an editor, this thing costs nothing, seriously. Photoshop elements. So you can have, let's grab that one. Photoshop Elements 2019. Click on it. And it says here, it cost $99. And it's yours. It's a download. It's not like $99 a month. You pay $99 and it's yours. It is a great investment. It is a great investment. And because it is made for like not super users like myself, like normal users, it has different modes. So it has like quick mode, guided mode, eLive. I use the expert mode because I had Photoshop on my previous jobs, because I've always tinkered with images. What to do? I like things to look nice. There's nothing I can do about it. So I've always had a Photoshop license. Not sponsored by any way, it's just a software that I use and I love, absolutely love. So I did this in Photoshop, but the thing is that you don't have to anymore. We can recreate this in Power BI directly, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if we go back to Power BI, we're going here to the visualization pane, we're going to the format pane and page background, and we're going to add the image that we just downloaded, right? Let's put it in there, downloads, I think it was Sandro. Now, this is high definition image. It is good if you take it down a notch, because it will take space on your report. So now I don't care, to be honest, but it is actually good if you take the resolution of your images down. If you want to know how to do that, you just go here in Photoshop, open, or probably I can just drag and drop, I can imagine. See here, this is the high resolution. You can go save for web if you have Photoshop Elements or Photoshop, normal Photoshop. You can do with other programs too. And from 51 megas, it will take it to 2.6. You can probably do it even, that's even too big. We don't need to have that big. Let's say medium then. 1 mega, that's fine. Save. And put it there. Save it in there. Replace. And now we go back to Photoshop. To Power BI, we remove this one and we put our low compressed image, that one. So there we have it. So looking good, looking good. Now, if you leave it just like that, what you're going to see is that it just, the background is too strong. It takes a lot of focus out of what you're trying to do. So we don't want it to have that strong, and this should be fit, not normal. What happened? Okay, so now it is fitted. Okay, so it takes a little bit away of what's going on. You want the focus to be on your data and not so much on, the other one is just a complement. It's like having accessories on you. It shouldn't take away you, it should just enhance you, if you would say so. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put, I had actually, let's do a text box. And we're going to go to File, Options and Settings, Options, and take away these visual headings because it's just a nightmare. Report Settings, hide visual headers. No, that's not the one, sorry. That's for when you publish to the web. I think it's the heat. It's hot in Sweden nowadays. It's just crazy. Okay, report settings. Use modern visual header. You want that. Okay, so you get these things that are super annoying, but it allows you to cover the entire canvas. So we put that there. We put that somewhere there. And that thing, we want to have a background. And because this is the ladies, I know it's a little bit tacky, sorry for that. But because this is the ladies game, we're going to have some kind of pink. Not that pink, for sure not that pink. Give me another pink. That's a little bit too... Maybe that one. And then we're going to put this thing all the way to the back. Okay, so it doesn't pop up. So you have to put layers like in Photoshop. If you put it, if you don't put it all the way to the back, it will show up first and it will get annoyed for the people that are using the report. So it's too pink. Not liking that. I don't want that pink. I want an even lighter pink. This is more like lila pink. Okay, that's fine. For now, it is fine. Anyhow, so send to the back. Now it is on the back. And as you can see now, it is a little bit harder still to see the flags and the groups. And that's what we want to have focus on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get this one. And we're going to go to the format pane, put the background on. I'm going to have it white, and I'm going to have 100% white. Now, one of the things that I love is these borders. You put a white border, and then you put it will round the borders, and I love that effect. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So put it like something like that, and now it's starting to look like something. Now we do the same with this one. We go into the background, put it white, and then we go to the border, and we're going to have it white, and we're going to have a border. I don't remember how 16. So this should be also 16. And now this is where these guided things, they become so useful. Let's put this a little bit smaller. And we want to have them a little bit smaller because we're going to have a little bit of text. Put it there. Put it there. And now I think it's always good to have some text to help the user. So I'm going to put this text. I'm going to copy it from the other one because you know how to create text. So this says the filters you have here will apply to the entire report in case you've never used Power BI before. And then I had this text in here. It was just to say, do you want to know how to build this report? Go to YouTube. But in here you can say for you, do you want to know more about this report? Check our help pages on the intranet. Or do you want to know more about this data source? Check this resource. Or do you need our internal Power BI course? Check here. Whatever it is that you want to guide your user to. Okay. Another thing that I had, it was my logo. I always have it on the desktop. It is gigantic. I should have picked the small one. Let's put it in there. Let's see how long will it allow me to have a background. So, and now let's put some round corners. I'm obsessed with round corners. Sorry. A little bit round. Yeah, there you go. Gorgeous. Now, we're going to do the navigation, or start building the navigation. We need 4 buttons. One for the standings, one for the players, one for the matches, one for the knockout. The tooltip, it should be hidden. So it's not something that the user should navigate to. They will see it when they hover over teams, but that's it. So we need 2 buttons. Home button, blank button. There we have them. Then we're going to put it in there. And this is going to be button text. Yes, we're going to have a knockout. And we want to have it white, and we want to have no icon. We don't want to have an outline, but we want to have a field that is going to be red. without any transparency. So now we have the knockout button. We want to have round corners. Obviously, who doesn't want to have round corners? Seriously. Okay, just joking. But we're going to round those corners a little bit. See how it looks. Oh, what happened? Do we need an outline too, maybe? Oh, the background maybe is what I need. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so now that we have one button, maybe we should do, I think the lettering, it was 7 pixel 23. You know, you can tinker with this until you die. So like that. So, I mean, at some point you have to say good enough, because you can start moving things 1 millimeter and not the point either, right? So good enough is good enough. So you have one there, you have one there, you have one there, more or less, and then you have one there. Now remember what we've been doing all this along. You can click on these, click on these, click on these, control click, control click, control click, control click. And when you have selected everything, format, distribute vertically, and then you will get exact distance between them, which is gorgeous. And now that you have it here, now we are going to change these to what it should be. So here we have matches. And this is going to be blue. I think it's that blue. And then we're going to have here players. And that one is going to be orange. And then here we have standings. Standings. And that is going to be pink. Why not? Oh, I forgot to change. I forgot to change. No problem. No problem. Oh, which pink was it? That one? Sure. We have to change the border too. And now we need this I don't like. So, better, much better. Okay, now we're going to copy the title. And this is the same trebuchet. I don't know how to say this, and 40, okay, in white. So now we have the first page done. You see how long it takes to create a beautiful report, but it is worth it. It is worth it. Make sure you spend the time. It is absolutely, it's just worth it. You have to believe me. Okay, standings. Now here's the thing. I wanted to use the same feeling of the report. You don't necessarily want to have exact same layout on everything. It just makes it less exciting, okay? But this is what we're going to do. First of all, activate tooltips where you want to have tooltips. Here is actually not necessary because you see there. Why should you have a tooltip there? No, we don't want to have it. You, my lady, go down. There you go. So we're going to do, for the second page, a very similar layout. We're going to pick our grass. We're going to fit it. And now, again, we need to have something that removes the strong background, okay? So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to have a text box. And because we have one here, we're going to copy. And then we are going to send this thing to the back so it doesn't bother us, okay? The next thing we're going to do, we're going to copy the logo and the knockout. But the knockout is going to be reset filters, and we need to make them smaller, and there is an icon. I don't know if it's needed actually to have the icon. I think like that works also. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other one. So we're going to delete this one. I'm going to copy the branding I did for this. Put it in there. Sync, yes, thank you. And now we need 2 more text box. We need one there. And we need one there. And it should be background white. And we should have a border that is also white with 16, we said, right? And then we need to send this thing back. And I think it's going to disappear because then the other one is back. But if we send this back again, it should show up. Okay? And now we need to do the same with the text box we created in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to grab it, though. Because all the other stuff that is in there. Yeah, now we have it. We're going to put a border. And guess what? We are going to round the corners. Yes. So we're going to send this thing again to the back, but then we're going to get the pink one again and send it to the back. So that is the first one. And then we have the white ones, and then we have all the, think of it as a layer, as a pyramid. So we have on the lowest position the pink one, then we have the white ones, and then we have all the graphs and text and all that stuff. And we want this, yeah, like that will be okay. You can put it there, and then the one, put it there. And this one, we should center a little bit. This shouldn't have a title. No details should have, but no title. And now we're going to copy and copy. So this, it is actually, as you can see, saying group if and all teams. But if I click on Chile, it should say from Chile and group F. So it is a dynamic filter. And I think it is great to have these dynamic titles. Dynamic title, I meant, because they are so, it just helps the user understand what's going on. And it is a little bit of complex. No, it is not complex. It looks complex, but it's not. It's just saying if this is chosen, concatenate. And I have tons of videos on how to create dynamic titles. Just search dynamic titles Curbal, and you'll find them, okay? Or you can just grab it from here. So, yeah. You know, the advantage, as you can see, of having done this in Photoshop is just you don't have these extra layers of stuff. Everything is flat on one layer, and then you just have graphs. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter too much because when we publish this to the surveys, we're going to say remove all the headers, and then nobody's going to be able to click on anything, so they won't have this triple layer feeling to it. But otherwise, it is, if you have Photoshop skills, use them, basically. Okay, so page 2 done. Let's move into the players. Okay, so the players. Let me see how it looks. So we have, we're actually going to give it a same theme as the other one. Don't worry, we will change themes. It's just sometimes it is good not to. So here we have the players, we have the countries for the players. We can actually do like these. It doesn't look exactly like the one I showed you, but hey, we're improving this. Probably we want this one there, this one there, this one here, not that big. Why should it be that big? There. Okay, now we're going to have the same pink background. Oh, you copy the ball, you see? That's fine. Let me copy the title while we're at it, but now I want to copy the background. Copying things in Power BI is not always easy. Now I think it is selected. Let's try it again. We copy the background, please. There you go. Okay. Remember, send to back. Okay. Otherwise, it will give you all kinds of trouble. We don't want that. Go here. We're going to copy reset filters and the Curbal logo. And now this is probably not the one you want to have the attention on. You want to have the attention on the list. So make sure that the list is bigger than the map. You can actually have a bigger text. Gorgeous, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do again the background for these. So we're going to grab a text box and we're going to put it like there somewhere. And we're going to do background on, border on, white. And yes, we're going to run that one too. Background, we don't want to have any transparency. We want to have white so the things are seen. Put this somewhere up here. Put this somewhere in there. I don't think a title is needed. It's very obvious what that thing is. Put it in there. We do not need we don't need a totals in that matrix. So we're going to rid of those. Total. No, thank you. It's not a matrix, it's a table. So there you go. Gorgeous. And now we're going to do another text box. In there, we're going to have background on. And we are going to round it. 16. Now, I don't want to have the title for that. It's super obvious what it is. So get rid of that. And then I want to have this red. And the border. I know 16 will be too much. No, it's gorgeous. And now we want to have the title red. And there you go. So now we have the players done too. So we're going to move into the matches. So here we have the calendar, the teams, where they play. And for this one, we are going to have a slightly different look, more than anything because of the content. So they get precision work. Precision work. Sorry if I don't say anything, but sometimes it's like I'm just like super focused. We don't want to legend on that. We do want to have though these, but we don't need them that big anymore. We want to have a title. Seriously. It's going to be around there. So this thing has to be a little bit smaller for our calendar to have a place. That is the biggest, in my opinion anyway, functionality here, because if you remember, we said that we wanted to be able to click on a date to be able to see who played. So these buttons have to be usable. So now we're going to introduce the same background, basically. So we put it in there. Fit. And we put a text box. And there's going to be a pink text box, the same pink as before. I don't know if it saved. Yeah, it did save. And then remember to always send it to the back so it doesn't give you trouble later on. So these should be probably like somewhere in here. We're going to copy the reset filters and the logo. Put the logo somewhere in there. And the knockout phase, okay? So the knockout phase is basically the classification. So as the matches are being played, you'll see how these things qualify. As you can see, some of the matches have been played, so we can see how that is going. And we're going to use the same background, but again, a little bit different. So we have it like that. Gonna fit it. I think I let it to normal actually. Okay, cool. And you can see that these things are not aligned. Okay, it's not going to allow me to select it, but we will fix it later. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a text box in there. We don't know yet how thick that thing should be. Background. Take our pink. That doesn't say reset. You see that? And I've been copied that. Ooh. Okay. So we go to the knockout. And you see that these things should be a little bit wider. So now that we have it there, I don't think there's any filters applied. There won't be any filters applied to this page. So that's why it doesn't have anything. We're going to copy that. And copy that. Yeah, I mean, copy the title. Now I copy that. Okay, now we're going to do another text box. We're going to put it in there. And we're going to make it white. With a border, obviously. No, I don't put borders everywhere, but sometimes it's just gorgeous to have a border actually. So we're going to get this one, copy it, copy it again. And now we're going to grab it and say, send to the back. And then you can adjust it a little bit so it is in place. Remember the trick I showed you to align this and make sure it is aligned. And it's just taking too long time for me, but you select everything and then you say distribute horizontally and they will do that. And then you can say align to the top and then it will go to the top. Okay? Now, where you go in, we're going to make this smaller. We're going to send it to the back so we can see where we should place it. And now send it to back, a bit smaller. Something like that. Something like that. Now we have our knockout phase also done. Okay, so we have our tooltip. We need to give it a brand too. I have a special background for it. It is, let me grab it. It is on Women's FIFA. It is this small one. So I basically grabbed the same image and I put a white thing in there. So it's nothing weird at all. This has some white something for some reason. Okay, so there we have our tooltip. And now we don't want to see in standings. We do want to see it in here. So you go here to the teams, and then we put on there. So we go in there and we put tooltip on. I don't remember if this was teams. Number of players, country. So this is not going to show, so we don't need to bother. Here we want also to show, so we're going to grab this one in there, tooltip on. Oh, yeah. It should be tooltip. There you go. It's one of the new functionality. You didn't have to do that before, now you have to do it. I mean, to activate the tooltip, you need to do way too many things. Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, so now we have that. It is hidden. The last thing we need to do, or not the last thing, we need to do some more things, but the next thing we need to do is to have, I want the user to be able to drill through to a report. Especially now that it works on mobile also is even more useful. So what we're going to do is when it right clicks on teams, you should be able to go to players and matches. So if we go to players, we have to add teams in here. And if we go to matches, the same. That's all you need to do, nothing else. Easy enough, it's just one time. Let's give it a go. Read through, yay! So now it should filter by Sweden. Or Chile. What? I had Chile, or? Oh yeah, okay, I have Chile. Okay, so as you see, it's working too, which is gorgeous. So now, how does this result filters work? Now we have to fix the navigation. I mean, this is, oh my lord. Okay, let's remove all the filters. This is super important. There's 23 filtered players. There is a filter here somewhere. Oh, I delete the way I shouldn't do it. Okay, so make sure you have no filters anywhere, because now we're going to create bookmarks and it will give you all kinds of problems if you do have. Okay, first of all, save your report. Okay, now we're going to go to sync slicers. I want to make sure that these, no, I don't want to see it. I just want to, no, there shouldn't, no. So I want to sync this slicer so it is visible everywhere. No, it filters everywhere, but it's only visible on summary, standings, and knockout. It's not working on knockout, and it's not working on the tooltip either. Same for here. We click on here. And this one, I just want to be able to sync it everywhere except the knockout and the tooltip. But I don't want to have it, I don't want it to be seen. I just want to be able to filter by it. So this looks good. This looks good. Great. Awesome. Yay! So number 1, sync filters, check. Number 2, let's do the bookmarks. Bookmark pane. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We don't need that one anymore. Oh, it has already the bookmarks. Let's remove. Okay, so let's do the bookmarks. Number 1, the first one is bookmark. It is the summary, no filters. So this means a bookmark with the summary page where there's no filters on it. I need to have standing no filters. This is the players, no filters. We have the matches, no filters. And there's no going to be any filters, so we don't need to do it. No filters. But we do need to have a knockout home, which is no filters, but yeah. Okay. Now we have a filter for each page where no filters have been applied. So here's the thing. If I click on reset filters here, I want to be able to go back to standings where there are no filters. So it clears all the filters in this page. So for this one, I want to go action on. And then bookmark is standing no filters. It will clear the filters on. So if I click on here, and then I click, control click, right? Remember, this is on the desktop. Then it should take me to the exact same page without any filters. And it does it, you see? So we go to players. There is a reset filters too. So here we have to put bookmark, players no filters, and bookmark, matches no filters, and knockout, don't need to bother about that. Okay, so if we go now here to the knockout, we're going to have this one. So this should take us to the knockout page. Okay, so now what do we do with the standings, players, and matches? If we click on here to go through to the standing, matches, or players, we want the filters to be kept. So if we click on C group or Spain or any country, we want those filters to be applied through all pages. Remember that we sync the filters. So when we go there with a bookmark, we want the filter to be respected. Okay, so if we use any of these bookmarks, the filter will disappear. So we need to create new bookmarks. So if we go here to standings, we're going to click add, and we're going to create standing keep folders. And we're going to right click and remove the data. You see, now it's not selected anymore. Now, let's go back to summary so you see how that works. So we go here to standings, action, and now we're going to pick up the standing keep folders instead. Okay, so if I click Spain in here and then click on standings, it will take me here and remember the folder. While if I click on here, it will clear the folder, and this is that one. Okay, so now we need to create one for each tab. I go here, add, players, keep folders, matches, add a new one, matches, keep filters, and then knockout we already have one. There's no filters there to clear or to set, so we're good with that. So we go back to summary, we go to players, and we set the bookmark to players keep filters, matches, set the bookmark to matches keep filters. And that's all the bookmarks you need. Quite a few, right? So in summary, you need a bookmark without filters. Oh, always forget that. If we go to the bookmarks pane again, you have to disable that on all of them. Okay, so that cannot be selected. Now it is going to work. So you need to have 2 bookmarks for each page that has filters. One is the one that respects filters, the other one is the one that does not, so you can clear them, okay? And what is left to do now? Test. Okay, so if I click Group D, and then I click Argentina, and then I go to standing, control click, because we are on Power BI desktop. On the cloud, you only need to click. Ooh. Got a glitch. Okay, so you see, it's respecting the filters. If I now control click, reset filters there, this is the wrong spell. It should actually remove, which it did. Let's remove this wrong spelling. It's going to bother me. And guess what? I copy that everywhere. So the filter, it should be named incorrectly everywhere. Oh, that's correct. Oh, yeah, I already did that. That's right. Okay, cool. So there you go. So if I click on La France and then players, it goes to the players tab. It respects the filter, but I can go here and click and it will remove the filters. Yay! Awesome. How great is that? Now, I want to be able to go to the summary page very quickly. This report is supposed to be made for usability purposes, to very, very quickly to navigate. So if I am here and I want to go to the first page because I find it easy to filter, it should be easy to do. So I have put this is just a button. And we are going to link this to the home page. So if we go to view Bookmarks Spain, we're going to have the summary page with no filters. We have a summary page with no filters. I do want to have, though, a summary page that respects the filters, to be honest. So we're going to remove that and we're going to change the name. Because if I go to the summary page, I might just want to add a country rather than remove everything. But that is a design issue. Talk to your users and see what they prefer, basically. So I'm going to keep filters. So when I go here, and they click on that. It should be a home button also. I didn't have a home button, but you should make it a home button so it's super intuitive what it is. We put summary keep filters, click on there. Slow computer, come on baby. Summary keep filters, matches. Obviously you just need to do once and copy. But I had the buttons there. So now if I control click in here, it should take me to the standing page. If I now select Germany and go to the players, it should take me there with the German filter. Awesome. And if I go back home, it should keep the German filter as the way we design it. You can change that. Yeah. So you can have standing no filter, so you will remove the German filter or whatever filter you have, obviously. And that's all, folks. We have done our report. As you can see, it is a lot of work to create a beautiful and usable report, but it is worth the effort. Your users are gonna love it. And at the end of the day, we're doing reports for users to use and to discover things from your data that will allow your company to grow, or if you're doing it for yourself, your finance to be better, or whatever it is. So give them your report some love and your users will definitely thank you for that. So this is the last video for the FIFA series. I really hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn some tricks. And yeah, let me know in the comment box what you thought about this series and if you would like to see more videos on visualizations. So I will see you again on the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.